Good morning, Alex and friends. I'm Grace. Today is Friday, July 18th, 2025, and you're listening to Alex's News. The weather in Riverside today will be warm, with a high of 87.1 degrees Fahrenheit and a low of 66.7 degrees. Enjoy the sunshine, but stay hydrated. Coming up on Alex's News, we'll be tackling some key questions about the current economy and job market. We'll dive into the curious situation of why jobless claims continue to remain elevated, even with a seemingly healthy pace of job creation. Then, for anyone entering or considering the workforce, we'll reveal what employers are truly prioritizing when it comes to hiring recent college graduates. Discover the essential qualities and skills that make a candidate stand out. All this and more coming up on Alex's News. Stay tuned. Welcome back. We begin this morning by taking stock of the U.S. economy, which presents a fascinating mix of robust growth and some lingering challenges. While we've seen promising headlines, a closer look reveals a more complex picture. For a full economic dive, we turn to our reporter, Ethan. Ethan, let's start with the good news, as there's certainly been some.
That's right, Grace. The U.S. labor market in particular has been a real Energizer bunny, consistently defying expectations. According to reporting from the Tampa Free Press on July 3rd, the labor market has shown surprising resilience. The Bureau of Labor Statistics, or BLS, reported that the economy added 147,000 non-farm payroll jobs in June, significantly exceeding economists' predictions of 118,000. CNN business reporter Matt Egan, quoted by the Tampa Free Press, even likened the job market to an Energizer bunny for its better-than-expected performance. The unemployment rate also saw an unexpected drop to a historically low 4.1% in June, falling below the anticipated 4.3%. Plus, job numbers for April and May were revised upward by a combined 16,000 jobs, indicating a healthier trend in previous months. It's truly been holding up a lot better than feared.
That sounds like very healthy numbers indeed. Beyond job growth, what else is pointing to a strong economy?
Well, Grace, we've also seen initial jobless claims continue their downward trend, suggesting steady hiring. As of today, July 18th, World News Group reported that initial jobless claims unexpectedly fell by 7,000 to 221,000. This marks the fifth straight weekly decline and is the lowest level since mid-April. This figure was lower than economists' forecasts, according to various sources compiled by Gemini 2.5 Flash, including Inc.com and APnews.com. And retail spending has truly seen a resurgence. The Commerce Department indicated that U.S. retail sales experienced a stronger than anticipated rebound in June, rising by 0.6% after 2 months of declines. This far surpassed economists' modest forecasts, according to World News Group, and confirmed by Gemini 2.5 Flash. President Donald J. Trump has reacted to these positive numbers by again calling on the Federal Reserve to lower interest rates.
That certainly paints a picture of a rebounding consumer. But Ethan, while initial jobless claims are falling, there's a disconnect, isn't there? We're hearing about stubbornly high continuing jobless claims. What exactly does that mean, and why is it a concern?
It's a critical point, Grace. Think of it this way. Initial jobless claims measure new applications for unemployment benefits. Continuing claims, on the other hand, measure the number of people who are already receiving benefits and continue to do so, meaning they haven't yet found a new job. As of the week ending July 12th, continuing claims were largely unchanged at approximately 1.96 million, according to Gemini 2.5 Flash. For the week ending July 5th, it was 1.956 million, which is notably close to the highest level seen since November 2021. This suggests that while fewer people are losing their jobs, those who are unemployed are taking a significantly longer time to find new work and exit the unemployment system.
So it's not that people are being laid off more, but rather they're stuck in a holding pattern. Why are we seeing this divergence between strong job creation and this persistent difficulty for the unemployed to re-enter the workforce?
It points to several underlying structural issues, Grace, extensively analyzed by sources like Gemini 2.5 Flash, Gemini 2.5 Pro, and Claude Sonnet 4. First, the job numbers and unemployment rate come from different surveys. The 147,000 jobs added in June come from the Establishment Survey, which counts jobs. The 4.1% unemployment rate comes from the Household Survey, which estimates the number of people unemployed. Continuing claims, as we discussed, measure the duration of unemployment. These don't always move in perfect lockstep. Second, there's a slowdown in hiring pace. Richmond Fed President Tom Barkin noted that continuing claims are going up because it takes a little longer to find a job, which is consistent with overall hiring numbers being slower. This creates what some are calling a, quote, low hiring, end quote, environment.
Are there specific sectors where we're seeing the slowdown or perhaps mismatches in skills?
Absolutely, Grace. That's the third major factor, sectoral or skill mismatches. June's job gains, for instance, were heavily concentrated in state government, with 73,000 positions, much of it government-funded education, and also in healthcare, with 39,000 jobs. According to Gemini 2.5 Pro, citing the BLS, other major industries showed little employment change. So if layoffs are happening in, say, manufacturing, but the new jobs are in healthcare, there can be a disconnect. Fourth, labor force dynamics play a role. The number of long-term unemployed individuals, those jobless for 27 weeks or more, significantly increased by 190,000 in June to 1.6 million, accounting for over 23% of all unemployed people. This directly contributes to higher continuing claims. And finally, broader economic uncertainty, possibly influenced by trade policies like tariffs, can lead businesses to adopt cautious hiring practices, even if they aren't engaging in widespread layoffs.
So it's a cooling, uneven labor market. What are the key takeaways for the everyday American looking for work, or simply wondering about the true health of the economy?
The main implication, Grace, is that people who lose jobs are taking more weeks or months to find new ones. This means increased competition for open positions, and it points to underlying structural challenges, such as a mismatch between job seeker skills and employer demands, as noted by Claude Sonnet 4. While the economy is avoiding mass layoffs, it's not facilitating quick re-employment for those already out of work. This raises concerns about a, quote, jobless recovery, end quote, for some segments of the workforce. It's still adding jobs, but the process has become more protracted and challenging. Some economists even forecast a rise in the unemployment rate to 4.8% by December, which would be consistent with continuing claims signaling higher unemployment. It's a complex puzzle, certainly.
Indeed, a complex puzzle that we'll keep a close eye on. Ethan, thank you for breaking down the nuances of the U.S. economy for us. Always appreciate your clear explanations.
My pleasure, Grace.
We'll be right back with Story 2, right after this short break. Welcome back, everyone. We have a fascinating report this morning that could significantly impact how we view higher education and career preparedness here in California. The University of California system has just unveiled a brand new data tool, developed in partnership with the labor market research firm Lightcast, designed to illuminate the path for future graduates. For more on this, we turn to our very own Chloe. Chloe, tell us, what exactly is this new tool, and what does it aim to achieve?
Grace, it is truly a game changer, a real gem in the world of career guidance. This new tool is called the Career Pathways Dashboard, and it is built to do two key things. First, it sheds light on what specific skills employers are actively seeking in college graduates. Second, it maps out the actual career trajectories of UC alumni. Think of it as a detailed roadmap for students and a testament to the UC system's significant contribution to California's prosperity, as reported by Palo Alto Online and Livermore Vine.
That sounds incredibly useful. But beyond just showing career paths, does this dashboard also highlight the direct value proposition of a UC degree for students? What does it say about, say, student debt or earning potential?
Absolutely, Grace. The data strongly underscores the benefits. According to insights highlighted by UC Provost Catherine Newman, nearly 2/3 of UC alumni graduate without any debt at all. And it gets even better. Half of bachelor's degree recipients earn more than $79,000 within 6 years of graduating. For Pell Grant recipients from UC, the news is particularly good. The majority of them earn more than their families within 4 years. This really showcases the economic mobility a UC degree can provide, all according to Palo Alto online reporting.
That is truly impressive. So the tool helps students, but how does it strategically benefit the UC system itself, especially with the financial pressures universities are currently facing?
Well, Grace, the dashboard serves a crucial strategic purpose for the UC system. It is designed to assist UC deans in refining academic programs to better align with the demands of a rapidly evolving workforce. Essentially, it helps them keep their finger on the pulse of the job market, ensuring graduates are well equipped. It also serves as a vital means to showcase the UC system's economic impact on California, a point of increasing importance given ongoing financial pressures on the university, including state budget cuts, as Palo Alto Online has reported.
Speaking of employment, what does the dashboard reveal about where UC alumni are finding jobs? Are we seeing the usual tech giants dominating, or is there more diversity than one might expect?
The dashboard analyzes 25 years of UC alumni career outcomes, drawing data from public platforms like LinkedIn, as reported by Livermore Vine. And yes, while tech giants are certainly there, the top employer is actually the University of California system itself, accounting for nearly 45,000 jobs from 2019 to 2023. Other major employers include Google with 17,000 jobs, Amazon with 16,000, Kaiser Permanente with 13,500, and UC Davis Health with nearly 12,000. Tech powerhouses like Meta and Apple employ around 9,000 each, according to Palo Alto Online. But here's the interesting part. While computer science and engineering are prominent, Google also hires graduates from a wide range of fields, including 400 psychology graduates, 350 political science majors, and 200 English majors. It turns out a broader educational background truly is valued.
That certainly challenges some stereotypes. So beyond specific companies, what are the top skills that employers are actively seeking from college graduates, according to this new UC tool?
The dashboard specifically identifies communication, research, writing, and leadership as the top skills employers are actively seeking. This finding truly underscores the enduring value of a liberal arts education in preparing graduates for the workforce, Grace, as reported by Palo Alto Online. It is not just about what you know, but how you apply it.
That is a great point. And on the topic of challenging perceptions, I have heard some surprising statistics about unemployment rates among recent graduates, particularly between philosophy and computer science majors. Can you elaborate on that?
This is where things get really interesting, Grace. UC Provost Catherine Newman cited 2025 Federal Reserve Bank of New York data indicating that recent philosophy majors actually have a lower unemployment rate at 3% than computer science majors at 6%. This might seem counterintuitive, right? More detailed breakdowns from mid-2025 Federal Reserve Bank of New York data, corroborated by Entrepreneur.com and UniversityofCalifornia.edu, confirm these figures, reporting philosophy majors at approximately 3.2% unemployment and computer science majors at around 6.1% for recent college graduates ages 22 to 27. The overall unemployment rate for this demographic jumped to 5.8% in the first quarter of 2025, its highest point since 2021.
Wow, that is quite a revelation. So philosophy majors are getting jobs, but what about the long-term career picture? Are they earning comparable salaries or facing other challenges?
That is an excellent follow-up question, Grace, because it is not just about getting a job, but the type of job. While philosophy majors experience significant salary growth from early to mid-career, often reaching over $80,000, computer science majors generally command higher starting salaries and continue to out-earn philosophy majors in mid-career, with figures typically ranging from $102,000 to $115,000, according to multiple sources including morepartcollege.edu and bigthink.com. The key distinction is in underemployment. Despite a lower unemployment rate, philosophy majors face a significantly higher underemployment rate immediately after graduation, meaning a larger percentage work in jobs not requiring a bachelor's degree. For computer science majors, that rate is much lower, around 16.5%. And finally, a substantial percentage of philosophy graduates pursue further education, often performing exceptionally well on graduate entrance exams and having high acceptance rates into law and medical schools, indicating their degree serves as a foundation for advanced professional studies. While some computer science majors also pursue graduate degrees, it is often for specialization within their field, according to various reports, including Entrepreneur.com and Newsweek.com.
So while immediate unemployment may be lower, the path to a high-earning career or specialized field often requires more education for philosophy majors. Beyond these specific major comparisons, what are some universal soft skills that employers consistently say they need from college graduates?
Across the board, employers consistently identify a range of soft or transferable skills as crucial. These are often emphasized alongside technical skills. We are talking about critical thinking and problem solving, which the World Economic Forum consistently ranks as a top skill, with 70% of companies considering it essential. Then there is communication, which is absolutely paramount for conveying ideas. Teamwork and collaboration are vital, as is adaptability and flexibility in our fast-changing world. Digital literacy is increasingly critical, with AI and big data skills growing rapidly. Leadership, professionalism, career and self-development, and time management are also highly valued. Many universities within the UC system, like UC Berkeley and UC San Diego, align their career readiness programs with the 8 core competencies identified by the National Association of Colleges and Employers, or NACE, which include these vital skills. Information on this is available from rutgers.edu and universityofcalifornia.edu.
That is a comprehensive list of what it takes to succeed today. Now, this new dashboard, is it something the public can access, or is it just for UC internal use? And how exactly does it gather all this data?
Good news, Grace. The tool launched just 4 days ago, on July 14, 2025, and it is publicly accessible. Anyone can go to universityofcalifornia.edu/alumni/career pathways. It features interactive tables allowing users to sort by UC campus, graduation year, and degree type. It also scrapes data from public websites like LinkedIn, matching employer job expectations with graduate skills. Lightcast, their partner firm, draws from over 2.5 billion job postings and 800 million career profiles, according to Livermore Vine and universityofcalifornia.edu. It is a treasure trove for prospective students, current students, and even employers looking to recruit.
That sounds incredibly robust. But with any large data collection project, there are often limitations. What should our viewers know about the scope and accuracy of this dashboard's data?
That is an important question, Grace. While it is comprehensive in its goals, the UC Lightcast dashboard does have acknowledged limitations regarding its data coverage. It relies primarily on publicly scraped information, mainly from LinkedIn, meaning it captures approximately 35 to 40% of all alumni within the analyzed 25-year timeframe, according to Palo Alto Online. This is a significant data gap. For comparison, the California Employment Development Department, or EDD, reportedly has data on 50 to 70% of alumni, though EDD data is limited to wages and general job sectors, not specific companies or skills. The missing 60 to 65% of alumni could have different career trajectories, potentially skewing overall insights. The dashboard itself explicitly states that its data, quote, should be interpreted as illustrative examples of UC alumni employment rather than a comprehensive account of it, end quote, as seen on universityofcalifornia.edu. So while incredibly useful, it is not a fully comprehensive picture of every UC graduate's journey.
That is a vital piece of context. Finally, do we know the cost of this innovative new tool to the UC system?
The exact cost to the UC system is currently unclear, Grace. They're still negotiating a longer-term agreement with Lightcast. However, Lightcast is a firm that is also utilized by other university systems, so it is a common partnership in the higher education space, according to Palo Alto Online.
Chloe, this has been an incredibly insightful report. Thank you for shining a light on this new dashboard and what it means for students and the UC system.
My pleasure, Grace.
That was Chloe, bringing us the latest on the University of California's new Career Pathways dashboard. Our reporting today was informed by sources including Palo Alto Online, Livermore Vine, Entrepreneur.com, UniversityofCalifornia.edu, mensjournal.com, allwork.space, indiatimes.com, foxbusiness.com, moreparkcollege.edu, bigthink.com, reddit.com, ymouse.com, bestcolleges.com, thebiglead.com, employedhistorian.com, employedhistorian.com, ycombinator.com, apaonline.com, Additional sources included lightcast.io, learnworkecosystemlibrary.com, oregonstate.edu, intodashboard.com, digitalmarketinginstitute.com, weforum.com, weforum.org, southernct.edu, msu.edu, ufl.com, watermarkinsights.com, csu.br, divaportal.com, airweb.com, researchgate.net, brightdata.com, princeton.breda.com. Here are some other headlines. In a blast from the past, we're recalling a significant fiscal fight from July 2018. The House of Representatives green-lighted President Donald Trump's request to claw back approximately $9 billion in federal spending. This budget balancing act took aim at the Corporation for Public Broadcasting, putting a real dent in its $1.1 billion allocation for 2 fiscal years, and also slashed nearly $8 billion from international assistance programs, including those for emergency shelter and refugee aid. Trump, never one to mince words, publicly urged Republicans to support the defunding of public media, calling it, quote, worse than CNN and MSDNC. While the vote was a narrow 216 to 213 in the House, and no Democrats backed the measure, it marked the first time in decades a president successfully sent such a rescissions request to Congress, even though the full amount wasn't eventually realized. Critics worried it would cut the cord on essential public services and cede congressional spending powers. Speaking of the former president, recent reports from the White House confirm that Donald Trump underwent a medical checkup after noticing mild swelling in his lower legs. The examination resulted in a diagnosis of chronic venous insufficiency, or CVI, a benign and common condition, especially for those over 70. At 79, President Trump fits the bill. The good news is, diagnostic tests ruled out more serious conditions like deep vein thrombosis, and his physician assures us he, quote, remains in excellent health. As for the hand bruising some observed, the press secretary attributed it to frequent handshaking and his aspirin regimen. So it seems Mr. Trump is in vainglorious health, with no deep-seated issues. Across the globe, Ukraine has made some major ministerial moves. Yulia Sviridenko has been appointed as the nation's new prime minister, confirmed by the Verkhovna Rada with 262 votes. Sviridenko, previously the first deputy prime minister and known for her diplomatic chops, aims for, quote, real, positive results, focusing on boosting domestic weapons production and strengthening the economy. Meanwhile, Denis Shmyhal, Ukraine's longest-serving prime minister, is now taking up the crucial role of defense minister, a shift spurred by recent corruption scandals within that ministry. Shmyhal outlined his priorities for defense: supporting the troops, ramping up Ukrainian-made weapons from 40% to 50% in 6 months, and ensuring a streamlined system. President Zelensky called this the largest government shakeup since the 2022 invasion, aiming to, quote, re-energize and strengthen the nation. It's certainly a strategic reshuffle, looking to put Ukraine on a more stable track. In other big business news, Union Pacific and Norfolk Southern are reportedly in talks for a colossal merger that would create the largest railroad in North America, connecting the East and West coasts. These discussions, which began in the first quarter, could unite the largest and smallest of the 6 major freight railroads into a $200 billion rail giant. The goal? To streamline supply chains and reduce costs, putting their combined 68,000 miles of track to work. However, this potential railroad to riches faces significant regulatory hurdles. The Surface Transportation Board would need to give the green light, and with past mergers causing severe disruptions, the bar for approval is high. Despite the potential for a regulatory derailment, Union Pacific's CEO supports such mergers to eliminate costly handoff delays. While Norfolk Southern stock surged on the news, Union Pacific saw a slight dip, signaling that even the thought of a deal can send markets on a wild ride. Finally, California lawmakers are looking to go a little more off the grid from the public eye. Citing increasing security threats and following a tragic incident where 2 Minnesota lawmakers were shot at home, legislators are pushing to shield their home addresses and personal contact information from public access. Assembly Bill 1392 would specifically block journalists from accessing this data via voter registration records, a move Assemblymember Lachey Sharp Collins calls common sense to protect public servants. Another proposal, Assembly Bill 302, initially drew fire for potentially chilling free speech by allowing politicians to demand data removal from businesses. But it's now been amended to have the California Privacy Protection Agency request data deletion from brokers. Opponents argue this pursuit of privacy impedes public accountability, making it harder for journalists to fact-check residency or uncover conflicts of interest. It seems transparency is getting a privacy filter, and accountability advocates are addressing their concerns. That's all we have for now. Today's episode was made by Alexander King with Claude Sonnet 4.0, Gemini Pro 2.5, Gemini Flash 2.5, and Google Cloud Text-to-Speech. I hope you have a great day. I'll see you tomorrow, Alex.